Welcome back to a new episode of the 30 by 30 series by SUALVI. Today's episode 18. Oh yeah, and today we're gonna do a sort of like a call out title that's tracked on, that you can later on track into something. Like here you can see it tracks to that little building over there. And I will show you how to make the title, and then I also will show you how to track the title into a video that you want. So first of all, we're gonna start with the fusion composition, and we're gonna create a background and connect it to our media out. Then we're gonna just change the color of these just for the sake of it, because I like working with the background that has color in it. And then we're gonna create another background. I'm gonna merge it with this one, and then we're gonna play around with this. We're gonna go and add a mask to it. Let's make it like that. Yeah, I think that's pretty fine. That's fine. And what we are gonna do is, after we have this first one, I'm gonna also add a mask paint, which is what we're gonna use to draw our lines that are popping out of it, you know. Okay, so then we're gonna change the size of these a little bit, and we're gonna go to here to the polyline stroke. We're gonna press here and press here to use it as a reference. I created the first one, and then we're gonna make it probably a little bit thinner. It's all up to you. And that's pretty much it for that first line. I'm gonna do a little bit different one now, so I'm gonna add 2 lines of that, so we get rid of these masks. And let's see how that looks. Let's change these. That one looks a little bit better because it's smoother. So we're gonna make it really thin. Most callout titles like that are thin. Okay, so first of all, after a long messy thing, I'm gonna show you what happened. So everything got really screwed, so whatever. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna add a background, and we're gonna make a line using the polyline stroke. I'm gonna show you the second one, which is gonna be the top one. So we're gonna go here, and then we can show the guides if you need to. So you can press Ctrl G, and you're gonna be able to see the guides. And then you can press maybe use this as reference, this line. So let's say we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a little bit too small. Let's try to do it by eye. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go here. Yeah, it's a little bit off, but it's fine. And then we're gonna adjust the size. Make it thinner. And we have to make sure that it is in the same position, that it's aligned with the other one. So we're gonna go here. Yeah, we're gonna hold Ctrl, and then it's gonna let us slide around with it. And then we can change the color of our background here to white also. So then we can make sure that everything is aligning correctly. Okay, so it's gonna be like a sort of like a T-shaped callout text. And then we can also add that little circle that I had there. And for that, I just basically added a new background, and I added a circle to it, and I created a new merger. We're gonna make the circle really small. I think it was like 0.02 maybe. That's still pretty big. Let's try to make it even smaller. There. We're gonna put it right in the middle. We're gonna change these also, and then we're gonna copy these and paste another one, We're gonna make the border a little bit bigger, and we can make it a little bit thinner also. So let's try to make it a little bit smaller, like that. Okay. So the next step will be to animate it. So let's say we want everything to end at frame 24. So first of all, we're gonna animate our circle that's opening up. So let's say 15. It's gonna be at this size. So we're gonna adjust the width and the height for both of them. And then we're gonna go a couple frames back. Let's go first one. These eclipse, the smaller one, and then we're gonna make it small. And actually we're gonna take this keyframe a little bit to this side here. I'm gonna get rid of that one so it comes out a little bit later. And we're gonna make it smaller there. So let's see. Yeah, it's an interesting animation there. Okay, so then the next step would be we're gonna go to our mask. That's this line here. And we have to select it. And we're gonna create an animation starting from here all the way up to the top. So the other one ended at frame 17. So we're gonna start there. So we're gonna go all the way down with our right aunt. So it's gonna be here. We're gonna create a keyframe. We're gonna go, let's say 5 frames forward, and then we're gonna go all the way up. And then there, once the thing gets there, we're gonna animate this one. So we're gonna select it. We're gonna go to stroke controls, and we're gonna put it at 0.5 to both of them. There, and then we're gonna create a keyframe there, and then we're gonna go a couple frames and then make it longer. So let's see how that looks. That looks interesting. So then we can go to the spline tool and select everything. After we select everything, we're gonna select everything and press F, I'm sorry. And then we're gonna press T and we're gonna ease everything in. So the ending is a little bit smoother. And the next step would be to add our text. Oops. So then we're gonna create our text node here. And we're gonna create a new merger again. And then we're gonna write, let's say SUALVI. And we're gonna take it to the position that we wanted. We're gonna adjust tracking of it, make it thinner, make it light, and we're gonna create a mask for this. And we're gonna take the mask here, and then we're gonna invert this mask. So everything that's outside the mask is gonna show up. So after our animation is done, let's see, it ended at 25. So at 20, ended at 26. So at 25, we're gonna create a keyframe with our text position here. And then we're gonna go a couple frames and then go up. So let's see how that looks there. There. We can add the motion blur also there to make it look a little bit smoother. And then the last thing is to go and add the exit, of course. So we're gonna go here to frame 67, I think it's fine. And we're gonna create a keyframe for the text. So you have to make sure that you're select on the text node. And then we're gonna pull it out again. And at that moment, we're gonna go one keyframe backwards. we're gonna go to our line here, and we're gonna create a keyframe all the way to 77, and then go back to 0.5. And on that, we're gonna go here to the second line that we had, and we're gonna create a keyframe and then go a couple frames forward. It doesn't really matter. It all depends on how fast you want it to go out. There, and once it reaches there, we're gonna create a keyframe for our circles. So first it's gonna be the bigger circle. And then we're gonna go 2 frames for the smaller circle. And we're gonna go back to the bigger one, go another frame and make it smaller. And then we're gonna make the last one smaller too. So after everything is rendered out, we can go back to our background node and just alpha it out. So we're gonna turn it into black and then alpha it out. So then we can use these on top of any footage. So then we go back to our footage here. And for the tracking, we have to go and let's create a new copy of it. And we're gonna go in the Fusion tab. We're gonna create a tracker. And we're gonna, not there, you have to make sure to grab that little square. And then let's say we want to track this little house right here. Let's see, we can zoom in so then we can have a better there, those pixels. Because it basically just selects the pixel that's there and tracks that one throughout the whole footage. So we're gonna go back here. So you have to go to the first frame also to make it have a better tracking. So then we're gonna set to track here. Okay, so then when we have our tracking, I stopped it there because our Fusion composition doesn't last that long. So the problem was that you can't really like automatically drag it down here. So what we have to do is we have to go back and we're gonna drag our Fusion composition and create a new compound clip, call it Callout or whatever. And then we can go here again, and we have to go to and then we can drag this in here, and we can connect it to the tracker. Okay, so what you have to do is make sure you create the compound clip right on top of here. So it has to be on top of this Fusion of the clip that you want to track it on. We have to go to the tracker here, and we have to make sure that the operation, it's usually at none, but we have to make it a match move. So it's gonna show up here on the screen and it's gonna follow a certain path. So what we have to do is we're gonna go here to our media, which is our compound clip, and add a transform node. And then we can move these around. And we're gonna go and see where our tracker was right here. So it's a little bit higher there. And with the transform, we can also make it smaller. So we're gonna go back to see where our tracker was. It's about there. And a little bit, I think that's fine. So now when we play this, let's see how it looks. So there it goes. So let's see how it looked when it's tracked. There it goes. Looks way better than if it was just gonna be still here in the middle of the screen. So yeah, so that was pretty much how to make a callout title in DaVinci Fusion. So if you like this video, as always, you can also download the link in the description. It's gonna be this Fusion composition. So then you can play around with it and edit it, and then you can move the shapes of it if you want to. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So this was episode 18 of the 30x30 series. So I will see you tomorrow with the next video of the 30x30 series.